Lied about me. Your father. If you lied about your father, what do you give up the world? I'm tired of it, Joe. I just had enough. If you can't talk to me face to face, you're a punk. That's all you are.
Real father was crazy. He was like a psychotic person. He beat the out of my mother.
Like he would be the type of
smacks women, beats the shit out of kids.
So Joe Rogan's biological father has come out and accused Joe Rogan of lying and smearing his name as an abusive father, as somebody that beat his wife and kids. He's come out and corrected the record under his name and challenged Joe Rogan to 25 minutes at least of time to reunite and talk about the issues, but not without a few threats sprinkled on top of that. Yeah, this is crazy. So yeah, Joe Rogan's biological father and sister claim they have proof that he's been lying about them for years. So this video came out that's been kind of circling, you know, the social media sort of pipeline, the algorithm. Although the interesting thing about the story is that technically this has been a conflict that's been going on for like almost half a year now, at least since September, when Joe Rogan's sister and then eventually his dad came out to sort of respond to Joe.
My real father was crazy. He was like a psychotic person.
Really?
Yeah, he beat the fuck out of my mother.
Like he would be the type to come home.
He beat the fuck out of my cousin.
Really?
Yeah, he beat my cousin up. He picked my cousin up by his hair, dude.
Drunk and doing it, or
no. My cousin had done something. He had hurt somebody. He was playing hard and hurt somebody. And he was a bigger kid. He was like 16. Yeah. And my dad picked him up by his fucking hair. I'll never forget. Threw him in. He was a big guy. Big, scary, crazy cop from New Jersey. Yeah. So that was all my shit from when I was like real young. I got to see worst case scenario. Someone who just can't keep it together, smacks women, beats the shit out of kids, beats the shit out of them. So I got to see that really early.
By the way, make sure to sub to our channel because over half of the people that watch us aren't subs. So hit the button. It helps us out a lot. On with the video. And then this Fight Life LLC page, which is on TikTok, which is apparently run supposedly by some sort of family member of Joe Rogan's, or someone that at least knows the dad or the, you know, the estranged family of Joe Rogan.
Yeah, we're not really sure. Like in some of these videos, he kind of acts like he's part of the family, but he never really explicitly states like how he's related to them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. And he also has his own, like this TikTok page that's posted on is his own like business page. So it's really complicated. We're not really sure who this guy is, but he apparently has a direct connection to Joe Rogan's dad,
which is wild. And he's been posting these little videos of clips of, I guess, this full interview they did with Joe Rogan's dad that he'll just, you know, he's just been sporadically posting for the last few months. And every time he posts them, they'll get a little bit viral, but for some reason, nobody really covers it except for random news organizations. But recently a clip got posted, got 3 million views, and this appears to be the longest video that's come out out of all the videos that have been released on this guy's page, and it's actually fucking insane. Now, real quickly, I just wanted to go over this fun fact about this page. They post a lot of videos about heroin addiction on the account. This page, we took a look at it for a while actually before we even recorded this video, and there's like a lot of just random videos on this page that are just, you know, like videos of like dudes like tripping out on heroin and shit and, you know, ruining their lives. They're like recording all of this and like posting it for content. It's so weird.
What the fuck are you doing, Jonathan?
What? I'm looking down while I'm bothering me. I want to live. I don't want to be tortured anymore. This torture is not... Fuck is it?
Go right home. Home. John, this is me talking to me. Do not screw up. You have your whole life ahead of you.
Done! Just stop! You told me to close my eyes!
Yeah, he's like talking about addiction relapse, but everything just feels a little like, to be honest, when I watch it, it just feels a little strange. I don't know, maybe that's super judgmental and like terrible to say, but it definitely feels weird. And then on top of that, he's using the same page that he's talking about addiction recovery, and then he's breaking this huge story all within the same LLC and the same page. Like, it just, to me, it doesn't really make much sense. I don't know. There's definitely a possibility that it's like motivated by clout. Possibly. Well, I don't know. Let's just watch the video. I really want to see what it is.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Lied about me. Your father. If you lied about your father, what do you give up the world? I'm tired of it, Joe. I just had enough. If you can't talk to me face to face, you're a punk ass. That's all you are. You got all the money, everything, but you know what you don't have? You don't have no heart, and I'm going to tell you something else you don't have. You ain't got two balls. You don't want to talk to your father because you couldn't handle me. 81 years old. You couldn't handle this guy right here. And when you said I beat up kids, I beat up other women, Joe Harrison was, when you farted in your house, they knew next door. How could I get away with that?
My real father was crazy. He was like a psychotic person. He beat the fuck out of my mother.
Like he would be the type of...
You owe me a big apology.
Joe, you were taken away at a very young age, okay? Unfortunately, you did not get to grow up with the man that we were fortunate enough to grow up with, that my kids are fortunate enough to grow up with.
Smacks women, beats the shit out of kids.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
The editing that they do in this video is just insane.
They make Joe look like such an asshole in this video.
Yeah.
And, you know, the situation that they're describing is very common. You know, first of all, abuse in the household from Joe's perspective, that's very common. Having an abusive father, lying about his legacy as well. But it's also very common for, you know, the woman in the situation to lie about the man to the kid, turn the kids against their biological roots so that, you know, to fuck over the man.
Yeah, to cause like a split in the relationship.
Exactly.
You know, sometimes the person who's in the wrong will, you know, run off with a kid and then lie about the parent who's actually nice. Just that way, that kid never goes back to the nice parent. They can keep them for their own.
So both situations are equally possible. There's plenty of examples of, I mean, there's a billion examples of both of these situations happening. So it just makes the whole situation cancer. You don't know what's happening here. Joe hasn't even addressed this. And allegedly, they reached out to Joe like 20 years ago. Before, obviously, he was like a major celebrity, but when he was still in the entertainment industry, and he blew them off allegedly, at least according to them.
According to them, he like wrote back and called his father like his sperm donor, which is basically what you say when your father sucks and you want nothing to do with them. So yeah, he was, according to them, still extremely bitter about this man. So
when he went to college for acting, he had to take up drama.
Okay. They're shitting on him for going to drama school, like in the middle of like him accusing. This video is very strange. I'll give it that. You know, it does definitely feel like a, you know, it very much could be fake.
Yeah.
Psychopaths.
Yeah. You said the Italians in North Jersey were psychotic? A lot of the Italians. Joe, I'm 81 years old. I never met a psychotic Italian.
Okay.
These crazy ass Italian psychopaths.
Okay, dude.
That's kind of a co.
That's a co.
Let's just be honest.
Italians over here, you know what? We know one thing for sure. We know family. We not caught up in the bullshit over there in Hollywood and all that, bro. We down to real roots. Okay? And this man is the real root, brother.
I'm sorry.
We're down with real roots, and this man's the real root.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is the guy who runs the account, or one of the guys who runs the account.
This actually is, one of the owners of the account that's being posted here.
Yeah, and you know, he's like this the whole time he's talking, but he's very strange. Like every content, all the other content he makes, he's like screaming and shouting and like being an overall like,
hey, yo, Nick, what's the quote of the day? A tree can never grow to heaven unless its fucking roots don't reach to hell.
What?
It's just very awkward to like watch him. And then now when he's talking to this guy, like I said, he's implying he's like, we Italians, we
are family.
Yeah, but he doesn't explicitly say like how, or if he's even related to
Joe
or this or Joe's
Joe
dad.
Senior.
He's like, this man right here is real. I don't know. I can't get a vibe on him. Like
there's so much off in this video.
Yeah.
You always revert back to your roots, Joe. What you doing, man? Sit on the other side of the table, my man. No cameras, no nothing, bro. And not me. Don't worry, I won't be here.
I won't be here?
Why?
Happened to you. From the bottom of my heart, I am sorry because you will never know what you have missed out on in life. I love when I see the comments.
Dude, Joe's like dad looks so fucking just out of it here.
Yeah, he's totally zoned out and just staring at the wall.
Have missed out on in life. I love when I see the comments. They just want the money. They want the money bag. I have a box, Pandora's box. And if I open it, Joe, things would get really ugly. But see, we don't roll that way. Us psychopaths from New Jersey, we don't roll that way.
Italian psychopath.
So they're just threatening Joe with leaking private details. But I'm confused because, like, if Joe left the family at 7 years old, what dirt would they have on him?
Yeah,
right?
What do they have to say? Like he bullied a kid in preschool? I don't.
Yeah, what dirt would they have? But they're threatening Joe in the video, which is just psychotic.
Yeah,
you know?
Because at the same time, literally 30 seconds ago, she was like, "I'm really super sorry this happened from the bottom of my heart. You just missed out on a great man, but." I have horrible things on you, and if I want to release it, then it's over. It's
yeah,
like,
and I'll edit some other videos that they've cut up too, but the messaging, even from Joe Sr. himself, it's very like all over the place, where in some videos, he's sympathetic to Joe, and he's like, I understand you were told false lies about me. I'm here to, you know, correct the record and rebuild this connection.
Yeah, he's like, I want you to be part of the family. And
Joe, even though your mother was in her 20s, you were 7 years old. She didn't have the right to do this. I did not abandon anyone. Your mother abandoned me. She never told me anything. I had to bear the pain of letting you go, but it was the only way of having you, God forbid, in a foster home, because if you went into a foster home, who knows what would happen to you.
And then in here, he's like, you have no nuts, you have no balls, you're a weak man and a fucking punk ass bitch. It's like,
yeah, and also we're gonna leak all your private information if you don't speak to us. What?
Yes, whether or not you like it or not.
You're Italian,
He's
Joe.
3/4 Italian, whether or not he likes it or not.
I don't know, but you better look in the mirror real quick.
Yeah.
It's about time you become a man, Joe, and get to reality. You were wrong. You lied. We all know you lied.
So everybody's mindful.
Well, we don't all know he lied. That's up in the air. I mean, there's no information.
There's no proof, no evidence, no nothing except for your word and Joe's word.
Yeah, so nobody knows shit.
Yeah.
On something, okay? You looking at a real cop, real detective, okay? His record is squeaky clean. Let's just get that in perspective.
Okay,
Joe,
but that doesn't say anything.
That doesn't mean anything. Cops are corrupt.
Yeah, Mr. 50 jump cuts over there didn't tell me anything. Like, this man's a real cop.
Okay.
Really?
You know, actually, I think cops are the highest domestic abusers out of any profession in the world. So I'm just saying.
Pretty bad line of defense there.
It's not.
I'm looking at you and I'm pointing at you. Come here, sit down, and me and you talk. That's it. I won't tell nobody what was said. I'm a stand-up guy. I ain't like you making up stories so I can make money. I don't do that shit, especially family. I don't do that. But I'm going to tell you something, Joe. Before you go here and you come here and you sit, do me a favor. Go buy that set of balls.
The men that don't...
Amazing. Go buy that set of balls.
He was like looking to the side before he said it. Like he was like reading a script. He was like, before you come here.
They're definitely feeding him lines.
Yeah, because based on the fact of how like different he acts in every video, I feel like this guy's also super angry, the guy who owns the account. I feel like he was getting him really riled up before this. He was like, Joe's a liar, Joe's a liar. He needs nuts,
fuck
right?
Joe.
Fuck Joe, fuck Joe. And then he sat the camera down and started recording him after he started like getting angry and hyping him up. That's what I feel like's happening here, which is just so strange.
This is a very weird video. And also, why does this guy keep jumping in? We don't even know if this guy here, the owner of the account, it's part of Joe's family, but he keeps interjecting himself into the story.
Who are you?
Who are you, dude?
Don't have their fathers can wish that they can only sit beside them one more last time. I know that's me. Coming out here just trying to connect this selflessly, brother.
I'll tell you what I believe in, Joe. Family is everything. Everybody else you meet, you think you're on Broadway, you think you're this, you think you're that. Everybody else is a bus ride. You get on and you get off. But family is after all these years.
They just cut that up poorly there.
But family is always here. What just happened?
Barked at me, barked at me, barked at me. I'm barking back. But Joe, you know what you're going to see?
Okay.
You're going to see the real me. Your real father now. I'm no joke.
Our family is that we're very, very...
What the fuck is happening?
That a threat? What is that?
That was such a weird... Like, I couldn't tell if he was trying to threaten Joe or be, like, emotional with them and be like, this is the real me. It's like, whoa, Dad.
He's like, you barked at me and barked at me. Now, you know
now what? I'm barking at you.
This is the real me. It's like, well, it seems like Joe's kind of correct if that's how you take it.
Yeah, you seem like a nutcase.
Yeah.
You seem crazy.
You seem a little bit insane.
Close. No matter what goes on in our family, it has always stayed within our family. This whole Joe thing is something very new to us. This is the only way to respond to him because we've contacted him privately. He doesn't want to hear what we have to say. He doesn't want to hear our story. He doesn't want to hear the truth. But here's the thing. When you make an accusation, you have to back it up with proof. And when there's no proof, there's no truth to what you're saying. So we have a box full of proof, Joe. We have proof from the Attorney General's office. We have proof from the police department. We have...
Now, there is some truth to what she's saying here, at least according to one news report that I did read. Basically, they had requested, I believe. Yeah, right here. So this is from a Daily Mail news article. So make of that what you will. But it does claim that the former cop pointed to a official Public Records Act request and the fact that his ex-partner kept his last name as proof he was not violent and abusive.
I think, yeah, they requested that, but he also made the point that she never filed a restraining order against him. And then also he has nothing under his records, like no records of abuse or any sort of charges filed against him or anything like that. Which doesn't necessarily mean that you're not an abuser.
Right. But it is evidence nonetheless.
It is evidence, yeah.
More so, I will say this, they have technically presented more evidence than Joe did.
Yeah.
Although they're pointing to a 10-year-old podcast that Joe did that's now deleted from his channel and has been deleted for a while. It's not like Joe was doing the let's expose my dad podcast, but I do agree technically with what she's saying, where if you're going to mouth off about your dad, you know, you should probably not do that unless you have something to say about that, because if your dad is a real person, you're making criminal allegations, you should probably, you know, not just spout that on your show. But also 10 years ago, Joe Rogan's podcast was nowhere near the size it was today.
Not even close.
I prove from legal cases. Whatever you said, my father's a psychopath, my father beat children, my father beat women, my father beat your mother. We have proof, Joe, that it never happened. Real proof, legal proof. Where's your proof? My father wants...
Dude, this woman is fucking scary, bro. Yeah. This woman is like, I wouldn't even want her in my family, even if her dad didn't beat my mom, you know? Like, whoa.
Well, one thing that's wrong about her is she's saying she has proof it didn't happen. The burden of proof isn't on you.
Right.
The burden of proof is on Joe.
You can't prove a negative.
You can't prove that it didn't happen. So that's a little strange that she's claiming that, because that's not how that works at all.
Yeah.
With you, no cameras, nobody around.
And Joe, do me a favor when we meet. Bring your report card from the college you went to, the drama school. I know you had to pass that test.
2 persons.
Oh my God. Okay.
Why?
Why do you have to unnecessarily roast Joe for his education? Yeah. From your drama school? Like, you just sound bitter and also non-serious.
Yeah, they sound extremely bitter. It's like, we need to play the other video in contrast of this, that way they can see the difference of when he's like trying to be sympathetic. And
yeah.
When I lost you, I couldn't find my heart in my body. It jumped right out. You told him on a Howard Stern show that I left you and I abandoned you. I was still a cop 21 years later, retired lieutenant. You know where I was. I didn't leave. How'd I abandon you? You wound up in California. Then you went all these other places I never knew. So, Joe, get out of that round room, because you're never going to find that corner. Get out to reality, get to life, and come and see. I'll meet you halfway. I gave you 25 plus years. Give me 25 minutes. That's all.
Wait.
You are going to find...
He gave Joe 25 years? What does that mean? He didn't give Joe that time. Joe hasn't talked to him for 25 years.
Look at the commenter too. You knew where I was. Joe Rogan was 7. I was just about to bring that up, right? Like, you knew where I was. Joe hasn't seen you since he was 7 years old.
Yeah. And also saying, I gave you 25 years. It's almost like he's saying, like, I gave you this space to be on your own. It's like, what? He was 7.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're giving him the space? You're his father. He's 7 years old.
This isn't making any sense.
Yeah.
This isn't making any sense. There's also some other videos where he's giving off a very different tone.
Joe, even though your mother was in her 20s, you were 7 years old. She didn't have the right to do this. I did not abandon anyone. Your mother abandoned me. She never told me anything. I had to bear the pain of letting you go. But it was the only way of having you, God forbid, in a foster home. Because if you went into a foster home, who knows what would have happened to you. I'm sure every other father would have done the same thing. You're in a situation like that, you can't flip off on what you didn't want to happen. You got to flip off on what did happen.
So you can see here, like, the tone of the video is just way different. It's like sympathetic. It's Joe, hear me out. I'm just such a depressed father. But the video we first watched, it's Joe, you have no nuts. You're a little bitch, drama school bitch.
Yeah, and I'm going to drop everything on you. And this is from, what, January 4th? When is the other video?
Jan 4th. Well, the video we watched, the first one,
so like,
was Jan 30th. So their messaging is all over the place.
Yeah, so just in a couple weeks, he went from, please talk to me, and then Joe didn't say anything. And I guess because Joe didn't respond, he decided to start going absolutely apeshit and just shitting all over him.
Yeah.
Is that why? I don't get that. That
That's
definitely
just-
makes it sound like you are insane.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. This story just does not make any sense.
Yeah.